Hi guys, how you doing? This is Ruby Garson. Let me get my light turned on 1 second. That's better. Okay, kind of like looks blurry. Okay. I'm gonna get some music set up here. We're a few minutes early. In case you come early, it's about 20 minutes before we get started. So I'm gonna start some music here, and let's try this other one we did last time. Okay. It's different. Okay. There's the
We've got about 5 more minutes to get started. So okay, we got about 4 more minutes and we'll get started. And understand why that.
Okay, it is 10 o'clock. I'm a little bit. Well, let's go with that, and then we'll get started, okay? Okay. Hope you all enjoyed that by YouTube. Let me try and cancel this now. I'm going to stop the recording, and then I will stop sharing it. There you go. Okay, now you can all see me. So kind of with the shadows, it's kind of like fuzzy. I don't know what the deal is with the sun today. It's my camera. I'm going to try and clean it. Hold on a second. Give me a second. I'm trying to clean this. Okay, that looks a little better. Okay. All right, welcome. I want to, sorry I got here a little bit late because I was trying to finish everything else up, but welcome and to the Transform Your Life webinar challenge. So glad you are here. My name is Ruby Garson, and I am the owner of Garson Gifts, exclusive and unique gift ideas inspired by God and nature. And now we're also doing Garson Gifts exclusive training and events. And this is the last free webinar of the year 2024. And before we get started, let me give you a little bit of history for myself. I was born and raised in New England area in a little bitty town called Methuen. And so if you're familiar with that, if you grew up with me or whatever, how you doing? So anyways, basically when I was like 2 years old, my parents separated, and instead of going with my mother like traditional things, I ended up being with my dad, my brother and sister. And I found out later when I was 17 that I had a brother that was stayed with my mother at the divorce because she was from her first marriage, I guess. So anyway, long story short, my dad remarried, I don't know how many, a year or so later, and to a woman who had 5 other children. So we had a family of 8 that I grew up in, and 4 boys, 4 girls, kind of like the Brady Bunch, just a little bit bigger. So, and that's where I grew up. And let me see. I've had a lot of stuff happen in my life, and I'll tell you about it, some of it during this training. And so you get to know me a little bit better, okay? And so before we get started, though, I would like to ask you a few questions. So if that's okay, if you haven't introduced yourself already in the chat, go ahead and please introduce yourself. And also, I'm going to ask you some questions so you can put your answer in that chat as well, okay? So the first question I'd like to ask is, do you really want to transform your own life? Put a yes or no in the chat. Okay, and I ask that because, I mean, if it was me, I would want to know what I actually got into. So basically, I believe what you've gotten into is what is needed to transform yourself, your life, and your relationships, or business, I know I would like to want to know that. So the first thing I think you need to know is to know if it's the right vehicle. Okay. One that will help you discover how to transform your life as quickly and painfully as possible, right? Kind of like Superman, you just get into a booth and poof, and you're all reset, right? We'd all like that, right? So, I mean, I laugh, but it's, I believe what we actually have, because compared to my experience, which you'll hear a little bit later, in this Transform Your Life training, it's a way to learn what is holding you back and the secrets I discovered and the steps I took. And I can show you how to take the same actions to get yourself unstuck. You can start moving forward in the direction you want your life to go in, towards success, right? Isn't that what we all want? I know for me it is. To succeed, I mean, to finally reach the goals I've been striving for. Well, we can help you discover the best of life's lessons and show you the secrets I learned along my journey. And we'll teach you the skills that others have learned and used with success to take them to the level they wanted to go. And you can learn them too. Okay. So are you ready for question number 2? Do you have what it takes to follow through? Now, this is a kind of loaded question. But you want to know, do you have what it takes to make the necessary changes for your own transformation? Put a yes or no in the chat if you think you have it right now. Okay, so excuse me, I'm going to stop sneeze a bit here. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Hopefully that'll be the only one. Okay. You're probably thinking, I don't know what will it take to transform my own life. Well, first off, I believe you need a willingness to challenge yourself. I mean, you need to be willing to challenge yourself, right? That's why you're here, isn't it? I mean, you did join a challenge, correct? So if you join this challenge, this will challenge you. And it's not supposed to be easy, right? Challenge puts a little bit of pressure on you, make you conform, right? Make you to do what you need to do to get through the challenge. Okay, so do you have the will enough to take on this challenge? Put a yes or no in the chat. Okay, now some people might say, well, I don't know. Do I have the will? I'm not sure. We'll find out, right? So, but all it takes truly is to get honest with yourself, to see yourself the way others see you, and to act by practicing the skills and secrets that you'll be discovering during the challenge and the training. So you'll also need to use your God-given tools of focus and discipline. That's very important. Okay. To get your desired end result. Everybody with me? You're getting this because you can go as far as you want. This is your journey. Okay. The more you challenge yourself, the higher and the further you're going to go. Okay. And for me, it's a healing thing. Okay. If you are struggling, it's because you're probably, in my experience, stuck on stuff that happened in the past. And I'll explain later, but your brain kind of contributes to that. So anyways, okay. So are you guys ready for question number 3? Okay. Do you secretly worry about what others think of you? Put a yes or no in the chat. Okay. So, okay. Yeah. All righty. Well, the thing is I asked to know, I used to think all the time, what will others think of me if I transform my life? What if I make waves? Will people talk about me or make fun of me? Will they still like me or accept me? Those are tough questions, but let me tell you a personal story about myself that happened to me. Okay. When I was a young adult, I was working in a place and there were some girls from work invited me to go out to a nightclub. And I was really shy. I was very naive, actually. And I didn't trust a lot, I don't think. I didn't realize it till recently that even back then, maybe I didn't trust. Okay. So I wasn't sure if I should go, but eventually they convinced me to go, and I did. Okay. So, but once we were in the nightclub that night, with the coworkers who were sitting in the table in the middle of the room, even as I walked to the table, I could see everyone around us just looking at me. It felt like they were all looking at me saying, what is she doing here? She's never been here before. She doesn't belong here. What's the deal? And some of them were laughing, and I believed they were laughing at me, not my friends, just me. Okay. Maybe it was the way I dressed. I don't know. I just was very insecure. So anyone else ever feel like that? Has anyone experienced something similar? I was such a people pleaser. I guess I didn't have enough self-confidence to not be concerned about what others thought of me. Okay. And that was me, more concerned about others' needs more than my own. Okay. Are you a bit of a people pleaser? Always putting other people's needs ahead of your own? Anyone else ever feel like they were the center of everyone else's attention? Put a yes or no in the chat. Okay. For many years, I lived that way. And so I understand if this is you, well, I understand how you feel. I have felt the same way. And what I found out, though, is as I grew over my life as an adult, I found that my beliefs were not helping me, except helping me to stay stuck. And I couldn't move forward. I didn't have the belief I needed. Understand? Anyone else with me? You're getting this so far? Your belief system and what you believe about it truly matters. And as you get more into the depth training, you'll understand more about that. Now, I didn't know this, and maybe you don't realize it either. So in a little bit, we're going to get into 3 secrets. They're going to help you understand a little bit about that. But maybe if you had a similar experience like I did, you're in the right place. Okay. So let me tell you another personal story here. It'll help you to know me a little bit better. Okay. In my early 20s, not too long, I guess, after this incident at the club, I had basically what they call a nervous breakdown. They told me I had a chemical imbalance, is what they told me. So after spending about a year in and out of 3 hospitals, I was then back to work, and I met with a therapist weekly for about 4 months, and she would ask me questions, and then I would answer, and then she would keep asking me the same question different ways, well, why does that cause you to get so upset? Or why does that bother you so much? And so my brain figured out the answer, it seemed like it went on every session. It was like that. So 40 years ago, and I found out recently that even still today, they just expect you to figure it out on your own in therapy. Even though they knew what I needed to change, they would not tell me. Okay. They just kept asking questions and to get my brain to send me the answer. And once it did, they released me and said to do that in the future, which was basically to look in my past for reasons that I was bothered in the present moment, especially if you're overreacting emotionally or physically. That's usually a sign that there's past events, emotions that are being included in your present situation reaction. Okay. And I'll explain a little bit about that later. But, therapists can be very helpful, yes, but in my experience, not very effective. Okay. So it took a year and 4 months for me the first time. When I was young, I did not yet have the knowledge to understand how my brain works to help me, or it did not make sense to me either. I was just so confused at that time. But this training method that I've created will not take decades or years like other therapies. Okay, this will be a step-by-step, straightforward training. And when you practice what we teach, the more you are mindful and practice, the more effective it will be in your life to help you to change what you want. Okay. Now, what you need to know to change your own life. Okay. And no one knows us better than ourselves. Okay. Not even the doctors. Okay. You'll know inside yourself if this course is right for you or not, starting with by the end of this webinar. From that point, join us and just keep practicing the skills and secrets that we'll be sharing with you. Fair enough? Okay. Now, I just want to introduce and say hello again. Welcome, everyone, in case you arrived late. So glad you were here. My name is Ruby Garson, owner of the Garson Gifts, exclusive and unique gift ideas inspired by God and nature. And we're on Shopify. If you want to look us up, it's Garson Gifts on Shopify. And now we also are creating Garson Gifts exclusive training and events, which is what this is. It's a webinar challenge event. So in a bit, I'll share 3 secrets with you and ask you to join me, okay, so you can transform your life. Now, the value of the offer I will be sharing a little bit is valued at $21.85. Now, just so you know, I'm not going to be charging you that much, but the offer is worth that much. So please stay with me, okay? Now, I'm here to share with you what I discovered on my journey through life and the secrets I learned along the way. I'll share how they are the basis of this training and the challenge. Okay. My computer's doing stuff. Okay. So this will help you learn how to transform your own life the same way I was able to transform my life. Okay. And we truly want others to get this. We don't charge nearly what others do. And I feel this is important for the entire human race, to be honest with you. There's a lot of hurting people out there. So, and I was hurting for a long time. So I feel like I'm on a mission from God to help other hurting people. Because I finally, at the age of 50, whatever it was, the last few years of my life here, I've transformed my own life. Okay. But within this webinar, we'll share 3 secrets that will help you to know this is the best way to get yourself unstuck. Okay. If you got a pen and paper to take notes, this is going to be good. Okay. Are you ready? And also, if you prefer to take notes on your computer or your phone, I'm old fashioned, so I say pen and paper. So just get something to take notes, whatever way you do it. Okay. I'm a little bit old fashioned in that sense. It's a miracle that I'm doing these webinars because I'm not that good at it. So anyway, come to this. Okay. I want to ask you something. Okay. All right. For those of you who may have come in late, you can come to this same Garson Gifts YouTube channel. Well, actually, this is the last one this year. If I continued on next year, you'll be able to go to my Garson Gifts YouTube channel and then look for the current week that you're on. It will be on a Wednesday. And the same time, 10 a.m. Central Time Zone. So just adjust it for your time zone and wherever you live. And you'll get to see the beginning of this training that you missed, okay? Now, here we go. All right. And if it ends up that I don't continue these trainings, just look for the training that's live, and it'll be a public recording. So I'll record this so you'll see it. So, okay. Now, before I get started in this next section, I'm going to go through these 3 secrets, sorry. So let me share this screen with you. This window with you, actually. Okay. So you can follow along. Okay. All right. There we go. Let's see if you got that now. Yeah, you do. Okay. All right. So if we go back down here to secret number 1, okay. How to transform your life without wasting time and money on outdated systems and ineffective systems. Okay. Discover mindfulness in a new way to understand, discover mindfulness and a new way to understand yourself and start getting the results you want today. And for this webinar, we also added on why is it so important to discover your own truth of who you are, the best option for getting unstuck and the quickest way for you to get the results you want. Now, the truth about, also we want to talk about the truth about why other methods don't work as effectively. Okay. Now, secret number 2, how to get yourself unstuck no matter how long you've been struggling, and how to create the future you want regardless of how many times you've failed in the past, and why the past does not equal the future. Okay. And we also added for this webinar how to know if you have what it takes to succeed, and how to keep yourself accountable, and what is truly needed to stop the struggle and get get unstuck and transform your own life starting now. And then also how to discover the secrets you'll learn now and how to start moving forward today. Okay. And the 3rd secret we'll discuss in just a minute is secret number 3 is how successful people keep themselves in the state of mind they want to be in, and you can learn to do the same. Discover how to start moving towards the life you want and away from the pain of your past. Learn to overcome your past and create your new future. Okay. Now, step number 3 we added for this webinar is also why it doesn't really matter what others think of you, and why it is none of your business what people say about you. and how to hold your head up high no matter what the situation. Okay. Now I'm going to go through these again and I'm going to go into more detail. So let me say the secret number one again, and how to transform your life without wasting time and money on outdated and ineffective systems. Discover mindfulness in a new way to understand yourself and start getting the results you want today. And we also added to this for this webinar, secret number one, why it is so important to discover your own truth of who you are, and the best option for getting unstuck, and the quickest way for you to get the results you want. And then also the truth about why other methods don't work as effectively. Okay. Well, first off, you're an individual. Okay. You have your own experiences and there's no one else like you. No one. Okay. I heard someone say in a webinar one time that each individual and that is born on this planet Earth has 1 in 400 billion chance of even being born at the time and day you were born, to the parents that you were born with, the siblings that you have, and all that stuff. I mean, it's just 1 in 400 billion chance of you even being born, So that means you're super special, okay? And you're very unique, okay? And God has a plan for your life, and I believe that's why you're here today. I really do. Like I mentioned earlier, other methods are way too slow, and even the new coaching that is out there, people charge way too much, okay? Let me tell you another personal story about who you are and knowing that. Honestly, I was in my mid-30s, probably 35 or 37, somewhere in there, before I even realized that I did not even know who I was. Not what I liked, not what I felt about an issue. I had become so used to saying to people, I don't care, it's up to you. Whatever decision had to be made, it doesn't matter to me. I'm fine, you decide. That's what I tell people. Okay, so it was so bad that I truly started believing the lies I was telling myself, like I didn't care what I thought, and like my opinion wasn't important. And that was a lie. I didn't know it was a lie at the time, but are you telling yourself lies without knowing it like I was? Put a yes or no in the chat. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. All righty. So, well, I finally realized that when I was younger, I lived my entire childhood based on someone else's life. Okay. Depending on my surroundings, of course. I would be okay and happy if others around me were okay and happy. But if other people around me were upset, then I couldn't be happy. So I lived my life for everyone else and how they felt or what they wanted or needed. And that's what I realized in my life. So I guess I was such a people pleaser. I was like a chameleon. I changed colors or my personality based on what I thought was expected of me from others. I had to learn to get to know myself, who I really was, what I liked, what I didn't like, what I believed, and I had to figure out the lies that I told myself about me mostly, or maybe about other people's perception, At least what I thought their perception was. So when I realized this, I was attending an Al-Anon meeting at the request of someone else. Okay. So I guess, as human beings, we just resist help. We resist looking at ourselves. So anyways, once I joined Al-Anon, though, I then started to learn a few things. Like it's okay to have an opinion or to say I don't know the answer to someone's question. I used to think I had to know. If somebody asked me a question, I feel like I had to know the answer. Like I was in trouble if I didn't, okay? Like I'm supposed to be an encyclopedia. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. So anyway, excuse me. I then learned that I didn't have to contribute to unhealthy or unacceptable behavior. Excuse me. And even eventually I was able to discover that I could actually stop my own mouth in the heat of a moment. And I say this because when I was younger, I figured out that everything that came through my brain came right out of my mouth. It's like there was no filter, there was no stopping it. I didn't think I was able to stop it. I need to get a drink. I got hiccups, sorry. Okay, so anyways, I didn't realize that I could set boundaries to protect myself against unhealthy, unacceptable behavior from others in my life. I didn't know that I had the strength. I didn't know they had the ability. And so at one point, I didn't think I needed to do it. It's just like, that's just the way life is, right? Well, today, I know that I can have my own opinion, and I can say no without guilt. And I have learned to know who I am today, opinions and all, okay? And today, I know who I am, and I choose to be a child of God, okay? And today, I'm focusing on what God's will is for my life. That's why I'm doing this course. Okay, this course is here to help you discover who you are, that you can get unstuck and learn to love yourself enough to believe in yourself. Okay, that is the goal of this challenge. And I hope you already believe in yourself enough to join us to discover who you truly are and learn to get unstuck in love, life, love, relationships, and business, or business if you don't have a business. Okay, now let me go to secret number 2 over here. Let's see. Sorry. Okay, secret number 2. Okay, so you can follow along as well. Okay, how to get unstuck no matter how long you've been struggling, and how to create the future you want, regardless of how many times you've failed in the past, and why the past does not equal the future. Okay, now we've also added for this challenge how to know if you have what it takes to succeed and how to keep yourself accountable, what is truly needed to stop the struggle, get unstuck, and transform your own life starting now. And also discover the secrets you'll learn now and how to start moving forward today. Okay. All right. Our training goes into beliefs, and also there's another level of training and understanding that we get into with mindfulness and breathing techniques. And also we're training you to review and come to terms with your past trauma. So discover how to be aware of what your beliefs are in the direction they are moving your life in currently, because I didn't realize that my beliefs were controlling my life. I used to think, and I saw this in a video one time, this is how I figured it out, is that if your wants are here and your beliefs are here, what you really believe inside is here, you're not going to get your wants, you're only going to get your beliefs. So your beliefs actually are what you'll get in your life, not what you want, if that makes any sense at all. So anyway, when you discover what direction your beliefs are taking you in, then you can change them to what you prefer them to be, so that you can reach the goals that you want to reach, because I was self-sabotaging because my beliefs weren't where they needed to be. So anyway, let me tell you another story. In my own story, I've made several dozen attempts to succeed. And the problem was that my beliefs and internal struggles would not allow me to believe in myself enough to get past the courage to succeed. Okay, if that makes any sense. In my own experience, I started to succeed a few times, only to sabotage myself and finally gave up. Then I'd find another vehicle or system to join and learn everything I could and do my best to follow everything. However, there often seemed to be like a technical area that I was stuck that would be over my head, and I didn't have the courage to work through it. I tried, and even on a couple of occasions, and tried to ask for help, and then it didn't work out. So again, I'd quit that. So only to find another system down the road, and there I went. Then suddenly, after I came full circle, and this is just recent, the last few years, I ended up purchasing so many programs. The last ones I purchased like 2 or 3 within a month. And I studied this one and that one and this one. And as I studied each one of them, 2 of the 3 came down and was using the same program that I had tried to study earlier and got stuck on. It was amazing. It was like God brought it back to my life. It's just amazing. So, anyways, now I've pushed through and restarted the program and pushed through and figured out the previous tech stuck points. Okay, now I'm moving forward, and this time I'm not giving up. Okay, because I know it will work, and I have the help needed when I get stuck now. Okay, if you decide to join us at the end of this webinar, only join if you're ready to get unstuck and willing to work on you. I need to know that you're not going to give up. Okay, I would rather you stick with it and push through difficulties, as if you don't, life seems to come full circle and will bring it right back to you to push through in the future. Okay, so push yourself now. Okay, you do have what it takes, and if you are determined to not give up on you. Okay, now for secret number 3 is how successful people keep themselves in the state of mind they want to be in, and how you can learn to do the same. Discover how to start moving towards the life you want and away from the pain of your past. Learn to overcome your past and create your new future. Okay. And for this challenge, we said, we already told you, we added why it really doesn't not matter what others think of you, and why it is none of your business what people say about you. Okay. And how to hold your head up high no matter what the current situation. Okay. Now for this one here, I would like to do an exercise. Okay. So if you could, get yourself comfortable in the chair you're in, get yourself relaxed so your body's being supported, and just kind of stretch and then just relax your body. Okay. And before we get started, I'm going to have you close your eyes, but before we get started with that, I want you to learn to do deep breathing. Now, when I talk about deep breathing, I'm talking about breathing in through your nose all the way to your belly expands. Okay, so deep, as many counts as you can. Everybody counts differently, so just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as as you're breathing in, and when you can't breathe in anymore, then you exhale through your mouth until your belly collapses. Okay, so but you want to breathe in however many counts you breathe in, and then breathe out double the amount of counts if possible. Okay, you might have to breathe in before that, but it depends on how slowly or how fast you bring it out. So you want to breathe in slowly to however many counts, and then exhale through your mouth and breathe out slowly till your stomach collapses back, and then keep breathing throughout this whole exercise. Okay, and try and follow that. And I'll keep reminding you during this exercise. And basically, now if you could get yourself relaxed and stuff like I talked about, and then start your breathing. We're going to take a deep breath in through your nose, breathe in all the way till your belly expands, and then exhale through your mouth, and then slowly exhale double the counts that you breathed in before you take another breath. Okay. And keep breathing. Now, with your eyes closed, take yourself back in your mind and think of when you were in grade school. Do you remember playing on the playground when you were young? Were there certain people you hung out with, that you played ball with, or climbed the monkey bars with? Did you sit with others, or did you sit by yourself? Did others ask you to play with them, or did you lead others to play? Did you notice children being mean to others? Were other children mean to you? Or were you the one bullying others? Take another deep breath in through your nose, expand your belly, and then breathe out through your mouth slowly, double the counts you breathed in, collapsing your belly. Okay, now did you notice the clouds in the sky when you were out in the playground? Did you just watch others from a distance? Did you play hopscotch with some friends where you had to go find a rock? We used to have to do that. Okay, now take another deep breath in and sit for a moment and think about what you remember of grade school. And exhale slowly, double the counts till your belly collapses. Now, breathe in again, and this time I want you to try and recall what your friends' names were or are. Okay, what children do you remember well, and what were their names? What did they do? How did they behave? What attracted you to these people? And sometimes it's just the fact that you know them because of a negative event. So just remember what it is that brought you to remember their name. And bring yourself back to the playground. Continue your deep breathing. Okay. Did you have a lot of good times in school? Or were there some not so good times? Okay. Now try and recall who was involved in the good and the not so good times. And recall the names of and faces of those people. And sometimes you can go back into the classroom. There may be a teacher that you remember well that, I know my second grade teacher was just always called on me to hand out papers because I guess I was responsible enough. I don't know. But anyway, just remember what you can and whose names you can remember. Okay, now take another deep breath in and finish out your memory on the playground or in the schoolyard or in the school with the teachers. Now I want you to exhale slowly through your mouth and let your belly collapse and try and breathe out twice as many counts as you breathed in. Okay, now this time I want you to take another deep breath in, and this time I want you to think about after school. Did you have different children after school in your neighborhood that you hung out with? Did you spend family dinner or with your parents or your siblings? How did that go? Remember what was good and not so good after school or at dinner time. Did you have to do chores before you were allowed to go outside? Or did you have to do your homework before you could do anything else? What were the rules at your house? Did your siblings get away with stuff that you weren't able to get away with? I know my sister used to go out after school, even though she's supposed to do her chores first. I'll do them later, and she'd just go. And I was stuck with all the chores, and my mother would come home, and half the chores were not done, even though I told her I still got in trouble for it. So anyway, think about your childhood and incidences like that may have set you up and that you can remember. Okay? And take another deep breath, and when you're ready, come back to the present moment in your mind, but finish out your thoughts and memories, both on the playground at school, in the classroom, or maybe after school, or even at your dinner table with your family and your siblings and your parents. Maybe you had a grandparent there. Okay, now take one more deep breath in, totally pushing out your belly. In through your nose, and then exhale through your mouth, and exhale all of it slowly so that you can count double the counts that you breathed in. Okay. Now, with all that, you were able to remember of your childhood friends, dinner times, and playground fun you had when you were young. Let's talk about it for a minute. Okay. And if you can go ahead and put your answers in the chat. Okay. So how was this exercise for you? Was it easy or was it difficult? Okay. Yeah. Sometimes it's more difficult than other times. Yeah. Okay. Now, what events did you remember? Were they fun events or difficult events? Okay. Now, were you able to recall any of your names of your childhood friends? And if so, why them? Okay. All righty. Yeah. Well, thank you all for putting your answers in there. Okay. So now, um, after school details, were you able to remember? Were they good ones or bad ones? And then why so? Okay. Well, thank you all for putting your answers down there. Basically, what I found in my experience is that I was able, maybe it'll be similar for you. I was able to recall people that I was either very close to or the ones that had left an impression. Okay. All the rest I don't really recall. It was kind of like a bit blurry on the playground. Like I just kind of remember there being teachers there, and I remember that, but only the people I was playing with I remember a lot. So I do remember events that were traumatic. There was a fight one time on the playground, and my brother was one of the people that was involved. So I remember that because that was traumatic for me. I didn't like any kind of controversy. I still don't. So events that were a lot of fun, memorable, and left an impression. I remember those. How about you? So yeah, I see. Yeah, y'all kind of similar to me. Yeah. Well, thank you all for your replies. Now you see, the reason I did all this exercise is because if you don't remember others well, it's very possible that they won't remember you either. Okay, until something triggers the memory of you. Okay, and this is kind of like remembering someone, like something like playing in the schoolyard at recess. The truth is, most people don't remember much of what they don't remember much, and what they do remember is usually only remembered for a short period of time. Okay, unless it was traumatic or left a positive impression at a young age. Okay, and that's kind of what I've experienced myself going through this exercise. So, what I have found to be true for me is, and I had to make a decision here, is that now I've decided that the only opinions that truly matter is that of myself and my Lord God Almighty, and only those others who truly care about me and have my best interests at heart, and I know it. Okay. And this is how I learned to let go of how people see me or what they think about me. And I decided that others no longer hold more importance in my life than I do in my own life. I was giving everybody else control of my life just with my thoughts. I just thought they were more important. I believed that their wants and needs were more important than my own. What a lie. What a lie I was telling myself. So anyway, this is how I learned to let go of how others see me and what they think about me. Okay. Because I decided that others no longer hold more importance in my life than I do in my own, like I just talked about. And it truly doesn't matter what anyone else thinks or says about you, unless you decide and convince yourself, like I did, that it does matter. Okay. And it's truly your own choice. Okay. So if you did make a decision today and you say you're going to decide that the only people's opinion that matters today are those of the people you know love you and have your best interests at heart, you should do good. Okay. And trust yourself. You know yourself better than anyone else, like I talked to you about earlier. Okay. So now this next thing I'm going to talk about is more for the advanced class. However, there's more to it than this, but just to give you a brief thing, the way that most experts like Tony Robbins keep their state of mind where they want it to be is to consistently move towards pleasure and continually move away from pain. Okay. Now, music can help at any time either way. And our training has both music to help you as well as steps that are doable. Okay. Just take them one step at a time. However, the next bit of information that I'm going to divulge is going to be difficult to digest. Okay. And so get ready. Okay. Because I debated including this or not because I didn't want to scare you off. But I want you to know the truth of what it will take to help you to get to know how to get yourself unstuck. Okay. So here it is. At times, the pain from your past can be overwhelming and traumatic. Now, we all know this really. However, I'm talking about even in the present moment, okay? Your past can be haunting you. How, you may be thinking? Well, truthfully, when something relevant to the current moment situation, good or bad, has already happened in the past, that's when your brain kicks into action. Okay, and I didn't understand this when I was 20 either, when I had my breakdown. Okay, it thinks it's helping you by bringing your past emotions and experiences to the current situation, helping to reinforce the present moment. So if you think about it, it's kind of like when you're overreacting to a situation, it may be due to present events being brought in. Okay, now for those memories and traumas, you must learn how to work through them and how to grow past them by rerouting your brain's attempt to bring your memories to the forefront of your mind. In my own experience, the only way to do this, or to stop this, I should say, is if you come to terms with your past and adjust what your brain is hearing from your current thoughts and words. Okay? And this training has the steps to quickly teach you how to do this. Sounds confusing, but the training makes it so easy. Okay, now how do I know if this will work for you? I really don't. Okay? I only know that this training worked extremely well for me. Okay? That is why I'm sharing it. I struggled several decades of my life, and now learning these skills within a short period of time, I've been able to totally transform my life from the inside out. Okay? And now others, even my husband, have noticed and commented on the recent growth that I've had. So the only way to know if these secrets and training will help you is to join us and do it. Okay? Discover the new you that could be. The only way to know is to practice what we teach in the training. Then you will know if it's something you can do. All right? If you are willing to work on you and be disciplined to work through the rough stuff to get to the other side, then I can guarantee it will work for you. Okay? But only if you focus and get disciplined with your life. Okay? Because, like I said, you need the tools of focus and discipline that God gave you. You have to use them religiously. Okay? Now, it sounds scary, but it may be painful to work through, but your past really cannot hurt you. Okay? It is a challenge, but you can do it. Okay? It just takes practice. Once you discover the truth and learn these secrets and steps in the training, understand, are you getting this? Okay? You have the advantage of not having to go through the painful process of discovering all these secrets. I had to learn the hard way. So you'll be able to have success much quicker than I did. That is for sure. Okay? Now, just so you know, I haven't lived a whole rosy life or anything. Because if growing up with 8 siblings or 7 other siblings wasn't challenging enough, when I got married, I married a guy I didn't know but 1 month. And 7 months later, when I was 6 months pregnant, he got drunk and he got upset about something, and he beat the living crap out of me for the first time. And it went on for 3.5 years. I'm not going to go into details. I did on the webinars, but the first time I was 6 months pregnant, all I could do was cover my belly. So he beat the crap out of my back and my head. And then when I was able to get in the bathroom, when he realized I was gone over there, he started banging on the door and kept banging and saying, you better open it up or I'm going to knock it down. And I swear to God, he was banging hard enough. I thought I was going to come off the hinges. So eventually I opened the door, and the minute I did, he punched me square in the eye. And the next day, when he woke up out of his drunken stupor, he said he wanted to go visit his friends. I said, okay, go ahead. He said, no, you're coming with me. He said, you can put makeup on that. Go ahead and cover that up with makeup. So I did the best I could, but it wasn't going to cover it all. So, of course, they all knew that he had beat me, and they knew it all. And I didn't think I had strength to get away from that marriage. And it took me many years, and it took me to go into the military, literally, to get away from him. Because every time I did try and leave him before that, he would come and find me and one time he took the kids away from me, and so I was too scared to leave my kids. So anyway, later, long story short, I didn't see my kids for 30 years. Okay. When I went in the military, there's a lot of stuff in that story, but as you come through the training, we'll get into a little bit more of it. But just to let you know that this is not an easy life that I've gone through. Okay. But I can say now that I am living at peace for the most part. I mean, I do have moments that I go, everybody does. And it's going to always come back. But I've gotten past most of my past trauma, and I've gotten past most of my adult trauma. I still have it come up once in a while and rear its ugly head, but the growth that I've had is phenomenal, people. And if you want a little piece of what I have, the piece that I have, join me, join the challenge, join the training, and get yourself unstuck, okay? And learn to transform your own life, because it's possible, okay? Now, I'd love to go through the entire training with the 7 steps and 7 scriptures. However, time will not allow it. And you will have the opportunity to acquire it at the end of this challenge. So if it's okay, I'd like to spend the next few minutes sharing the offer that I created for you. Is that all right? Put a yes or no in the chat. Okay. All righty. We got a few more minutes here. Now let me get this other one up for you. Let me stop this one. Okay, let me get this other one shared if I can find it now. Okay, this one I believe is it. Let me see if it's sharing it. Okay, I think that's the right one. Yep. Okay, so now let me get out of this one. Okay, this is, let me get it so you can see it. Oh, that's not the right one. Sorry. Okay, let me get the other one up here. Okay, so now this one here is the mini 90-minute webinar challenge, Transform Your Life training offer. You get 7 steps and 7 scriptures in the training, and you also get 7 parts of this offer, okay? So the first item you're going to get, I'll go through all of them, then I'll go into more detail, okay? First, you're going to get the Transform Your Life training. This is a project that took me about 6 or 8 months to write. It's 41 full pages, and I included 7 steps and 7 scriptures, all step-by-step instructions. And I put a modest value of what this will sell for individually at $497, okay? Now, next, I asked myself, what will you need with this training? I mean, some steps require that you pay attention to what you're thinking and what thoughts come up to your head, and to replace them with more positive thoughts. So I thought the next best item would be a list of 50 common negative thoughts, each with their own positive replacement that you can use to help replace the negative thoughts and help transform your life. So I valued this at $397, okay? So you're not only going to get the training, the Transform Your Life training, but you're also going to get the 50 common negative thoughts and positive replacements to use with the training, okay? Now, this next third thing that you're going to get is the next part of the offer will become part of your in-depth training, okay? Recently, I found a unique artist collection. I had not heard of them prior to 2024, September 2024. Their video creations are one of a kind, and their song lyrics are very motivational, inspirational, and life-changing. It's like God brought them to me to include as a training aid. I recommend you listen to this collection daily throughout your life, starting today, as soon as you join us. Okay, they will help you put good stuff in and help change the negative content that you currently may have. And they actually have the lyrics right in there so you can understand everything they're saying, okay, that they're singing. So I've compiled a collection of 50 songs for you. And I'm not sure if yours says 40. So, okay, yeah, just change it. Okay. From this 1 hour's collection, I valued that for $497. So now you're going to get the Transform Your Life training, full 41, 8.5 by 11 pages, 7 steps, 7 scriptures, all step-by-step instructions. You're going to get the list of 50 common negative thoughts, each with their own positive replacement that'll help transform your life and goes along with the training. And then the third is the unique artist collection, over 50 songs. And I'm telling you, these songs are totally life-changing. It will take the negative content you have in your head and replace it with positive stuff. Okay, and then the fourth thing we have is a special link to a special movie and other video shorts as well that go hand in hand with this training. Okay, this is my favorite movie of all time, and it's also based on a true story. I'd say this movie is priceless. Okay, and all the other videos that go along with it as well. It was such a good movie that there's a whole bunch of videos that go with it. Okay, so again, you're going to get the Transform Your Life training and 7 steps and 7 scriptures, 41 full pages. You're going to get the list of 50 negative common thoughts, each with positive placements. You're going to get the unique artist collection that is going to be part of your in-depth daily listening. It's not even training. You just listen to the music and you'll fall in love with it. And then the fourth thing is a special movie link and other video shorts. And like I said, this is my favorite movie for people. And then let me see. The fifth thing you're going to get is Life's Great Lessons. Okay, this is 4 full pages, 8.5 by 11, a collection of short sayings gathered over time from 12-step programs, podcasts, and other literature. Now, this here, actually, I did not write this. This was stuff that my husband picked up over the years that he's been in programs and stuff, and he listens to podcasts online and stuff and other literature. Okay, and he wrote them all out, and he had a list of all the ones he found every time he went to a meeting and stuff. So he asked me one point to type it up. So I did. But actually, first he was reading it handwritten at the meeting, and everybody's saying, "Oh, I want a copy of that." Well, all he had was the one handwritten copy. So I ended up typing it up, and that's why I have this. And I figured if it's good enough for everybody else in the program, then this would be a great addition to this program. So I added this. Okay, and I value this at $397. It's that much. You could take any one of these sayings and just put it in your brain, and when something happens, you go, okay, no, this is it, right? Okay, so anyway, number 6 that you're going to get as well, in addition to everything else that we talked about, is Life's Great Lessons. I've talked to you about that. Okay, the 6th thing is going to be for motivational inspiration. So for motivation, inspiration, and giving glory to our God and our Lord, I'm including the top 30 music videos from my own playlist. I listen to these a few daily as my weekly inspiration from and devotion and time with my Lord. Okay, and I value these at $397. Okay, so, and then you're going to get the free Q&A session. Today will be the last one, actually. So when you join us, this will be the 7th thing that you'll get. Right after the 90-minute webinar challenge, you're going to get all your questions answered while you go through the training and discover the secrets to overcome your self-defeat. So join us so you can get this training and transform your life today. Okay, and we've included this 30-minute Q&A. Okay, now when you join us today, each one of these will have a link at the bottom when you join us. Okay, so you'll have to go back in through here to the email we send you that looks just like this, and we're going to give you the link right here for the 30-minute Q&A. So today, if you join us today, then you'll have that Q&A. Okay. Now let me go back over them all. Okay. So again, you're going to get the Transform Your Life training that took me over 6 to 8 months to write. It's 41 full 8.5 by 11 pages, includes 7 steps and 7 scriptures, and they're all step-by-step instructions, and I put a modest value of this will sell individually for $497. Okay, next I asked myself, what will you need for this training? Okay, and I created a list of over 50 common negative thoughts, each with positive replacements, okay, that you can use, and I value that at $397. And then you're going to have this unique artist collection, which is phenomenal songs, and the lyrics are all on all of them. So you can just listen to them every day and get your internal record player playing a new song, basically. That's probably going to be one of the biggest things in this training for that 50 collection. So now the next thing I'm including is a link to a special movie. And like I said, this is my favorite movie of all time. And it is also based on a true story. So I recommend you listen to this today as soon as you get the training. Okay. So Life's Great Lessons, 4 full pages of a collection of short sayings. Let me go down here so I can get it all. Okay. So the last 3 things here. 4 full pages of a collection of short sayings gathered over time. If you go through all these trainings, all these sayings, there's going to be some that are going to stick with you. Okay. And as you read them, write a couple of them down that you want to remember, because it will be in your brain so you can use it later. Okay. And then for motivation, inspiration, and giving glory to God, I've also included my own top 30 music videos. And some of these videos actually include some auditions from like America Got Talent or Britain Got Talent, because they are so inspirational. You see the people reacting to when they get the golden buzzer or whatever. And I mean, there's one that she falls to her knees, and I am right there with her. I am just like totally, it's so inspirational because I like music and I want to sing. So that's very motivational for me. So anyways, but the words and everything that they talk about is so inspirational. So anyway, sorry about that. So if you join us today, you'll also get this free Q&A session. Okay, it's a 90-minute. Right after the 90-minute webinar challenge is over, it's another 30 minutes. You can join us on another link and stuff and get all that. Okay, so this is all the stuff you're going to get when you join us today. Okay, so there we go. Okay, now I know some of you are thinking, that's a lot of money. Okay, because it's valued at $21.85, just like I told you, right? Okay, so earlier in this webinar, remember, however, I'm not going to charge you that. But let me ask you a question. What if going through and practicing this 41-page training, the only thing it did was just help you to get to know yourself a little better, where you started to believe in yourself and you were able to be more confident in your own ability? Would it be worth it to spend that much then? Okay, what if this training, along with all the bonuses, speeds up your healing process and quickly lets you see the results you're able to start creating the life you truly are looking for? The life of your dreams. Think about it for a moment. Would this offer be worth $21.85 then? Okay, now what if this training can get you unstuck, even in just one area of your life? Would it be worth $21.85 then? I believe it would, don't you? I know, because I've been stuck, and I'm not stuck anymore. I still have stuck moments, but I'm not stuck in my life anymore. Okay. However, I'm not charging you that much. Okay. I'm not even going to charge you $11.85. Okay. Paying only $500 would be a great deal, but I'm not even going to charge you that much because I want to be sure everyone who wants this training can get this. Okay. I'd give it to you for free, but history tells us that if people don't pay for something, they decrease the value of it in their mind and they won't even open it. So I want to be sure that you're going to pay attention to the offer and use the tools we're providing. So today, when you join us, you're going to get all of these things I told you about. You're going to get the Transform Your Life training, 41 full pages, 7 steps, 7 scriptures, all step by step. You're going to get the list of 50 common negative thoughts with positive replacements you can use to replace the negative thoughts and help transform your life. And you're going to get the unique artist collection of over 50 songs that are very life-changing. And you're going to get the special movie link and the video shorts that is my favorite movie. And then you're also going to get Life's Great Lessons, 4 full pages of short sayings gathered over time from 12-step programs, podcasts, and other literature. And the 6th thing you're going to get is the top 30 songs from my own playlist. And I use these every day, like I said, and they're so inspirational. And then when you join us today, you'll get a 30-minute Q&A session after this training is over. So get your questions answered and that you may need answering. Okay. And all that is $21.85. But today you're going to get it. And I'm going to reduce the cost over 90%. You'll pay less than 10% of the value of this offer. So you'll get it all for the low price of $215. it is worth it now, correct? Now to order, let me get this link in the chat real quick. Hold on a second. I gotta find this link real quick. Hold on. Okay, I gotta put this link in the chat. Okay, so copy. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm going to put this link in the chat right there at the bottom. It's underlined. So you can go ahead and, okay, sorry about that. Okay, to order, just click on the link that I place in the chat. Once you join us, you'll get the email with the download link to all the other items. So do it now. You'll have a few minutes to sign up, and then the sign up will close before the Q&A 30-minute session starts. Thank you all for joining me today on this mini webinar challenge. We got about 30 minutes now. You got to, I'll start the Q&A about 11:30, okay? But I'll come here and I will close this one out, and then I'll go back and start the Q&A. So when you get so FYI, I will be doing this 90-minute webinar challenge every Wednesday at 10 a.m. till mid-December, and today is the last one, okay? So if you haven't been here before, this is your last chance, okay? So I'm not sure if I'm going to continue them at the beginning of the year, so if you'd like to see it again, you can come to this Garson Gifts YouTube channel and join me every week if you want to review the challenge, or I'll probably leave this last one open so you can see the challenge. So you can review the challenge, okay? So if you have a friend you would benefit from this training, just look at Garson Gifts YouTube channel for the live event every Wednesday, or if it's after this last one, then just you'll go look for a live training that I did, and it'll be recorded, so you'll have it, okay? Then I'm hoping at some point to offer an advanced 7-week training webinar for those who would like to go more in depth into the training with me. So if you order the training and you want to do the 7-week training, let me know. We'll do a 7-week, 90-minute webinar every week, and we'll go more in depth into the training that you already have. And that'll be coming up in the new future, in the new year. So remember, we have 7 parts of this offer. You'll get all of the things I just mentioned. Let me see. I gotta go back to the thing again. Let me go back down. You're going to get, again, the Transform Your Life training, which is a 41 full-page training. And you get the 50 common negative thoughts that goes along with the training. And you get the unique artist collection of 50 songs that will help change the thoughts in your head, basically. And then you have the special movie that is my favorite movie. And it's going to be all about being mindful in your present life. And also Life's Great Lessons, 4 full pages of short sayings gathered over time. And also the 30 songs from my own playlist. And if you join us today, there will be a 30-minute Q&A right after this session. Now, if you're watching the recording of this, that link will be there, but it will not be active. Okay, so thank you all for joining me. And you're going to get all of this, remember, for $215 for US dollars, okay? So if you haven't done so already, order now before we close the training offer. In a few minutes, you'll be starting the Q&A session for those who purchase the offer and get started on the training today, okay? There will be an email in your inbox for the Q&A session, okay? Once you've joined us, go to your email you use to sign up for the training and receive the email with all the download links, which include the link to the Q&A at the bottom of the email. Just kind of, it'll be like this training offer here that you got. Okay, it'll have just like this, 7 of them, and each one at the bottom will have their link to join it. Okay. All righty. So once you've joined us, at the bottom of the email, you'll get the link. Okay. I'll see you on the other side in the Q&A webinar. God bless you. I look forward to getting to know you and working to help you get unstuck in your life, love, relationships, or business. Okay, thank you for joining us. I look forward to seeing you at the Q&A. Take care. The Q&A will start at 11:30 a.m. We've got about 25 minutes or so. And you can get the link from your email once you purchase the offer. And just remember, the link to join us and just sign up for this training is in the chat right now. Okay. I'm going to leave for a few minutes here. It's about 10 after. We got about 20 more minutes to sign up. Okay. All righty. I'll be back. Stop sharing. I'm going to try and put some music on now. Here we go. I'll put this festive music on here. Okay. That way you start signing up. Okay, about 20 more minutes before we end this session. Okay? Enjoy the music. About 10 more minutes, people. If you haven't already signed up for us training, just click on the link right-hand side of the chat, very bottom one that I put in here. So just go ahead and join us. See you on the other side. 30-minute Q&A. Thanks. Okay, we got about 5 more minutes. We're just gonna close it all out. Okay. 5 more minutes. I'll see you on the other side. Okay. Here. Okay, we'll see you later, guys. It was so much having fun with you guys. I enjoyed it. Okay, we'll see you on the other side. Good luck with the training. Okay, talk to you soon. God bless. Bye bye.